Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Commodity TV. And yeah, this is a real new situation because through COVID-19, we were really missing last year, November, already Minds and Money physical in London. And so we are doing, as everybody, a lot of online events. So does Commodity TV, so does Minds and Money. And I'm really happy to talk now to Andrew Thake from Minds and Money, the organizer. And of course, we want to know what's going on there and what's the situation. Andrew, hi, how are you?
Hey, hi there. Delighted to go and meet you again, Jochen.
Yeah, super. Thanks for taking the time. As I said, it's a bit of a special situation. I would really prefer to be in London with you in the Business Design Center, but it is what it is. And I moderated already some pitch battles with you together here and was the MC, which I really liked. And for me, the question is now, of course, a lot has changed as you are going virtual. Yeah. But what does it look like regarding participants, quality of companies, and of course, yeah, let's say also the quality of the participants?
Yeah, so we're now on to our sixth online event. We've obviously started been running our online events since June of 2020. It's actually worked out very, very well for us, and also more importantly, well for our very, very well for our audience. So the course of the six online events we've done, we've had 300 mining companies who've actually gone and attended virtually. And we've averaged about 400 to 500 investors at each of our events, which has been absolutely terrific. So we're now into our sixth event, which is running next week. With regards to physical events, as much as I love online events, I can't wait to get back to doing physical events, but we're obviously awaiting the sort of rollout of the vaccine. It's obviously going very well here in the UK. It's going quite well, I think, in some other parts of the world. What we really need to work for us in the course of the next 6 months is for the rollout to speed up in key mining countries such as Canada and Australia.
Okay, super. So is there a chance that we have in November Minds and Money, but still too early to say, probably in London, right?
It definitely is. I think that the kind of like the key things that we're kind of like in touch with our clients constantly. The key things that we need is we need the miners to go and like travel. So again, it really comes down to that vaccine rollout accelerating in Canada and Australia. I've definitely been hearing good things through the grapevine about Canada this week, that they look to finally be accelerating. But certainly our plan is to try to run it a physical if we can. If not, we'll have some form of online hybrid version.
Super. Have you seen maybe a different tendency in the participants, let's say in the investors? Do you have the feeling that you got even more and different participants all over the world because there is now no travel involved and it's so easy to sit at home just to watch into the laptop or into the camera, maybe having a beer aside, and you still can get all the information which you would get physical normally?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, one of the first things that we found out is we were having investors sort of just tuning in from all over the world. So usually with our physical formats, Jochen, they usually got a geographical basis. It's Minds and Money Hong Kong or it's Minds and Money London. And of course, the show runs from about 8 or 9 in the morning to about 6 in the evening. But actually with our online events, all of our events are called Online Global, and they're called it for a reason because we have our content running 24 hours a day. We'll have 1 hour in the EMA time zone, 1 hour of content in the North American time zone, and 1 hour of content in the APAC time zone, with a meeting planner then open like 24/7. And so we've definitely found that that's made it a lot easier for investors to join. And I think the second benefit we've seen as well, and this is obviously linked to the performance of the commodities market, is we're seeing more non-mining investors come along to our events. I mean, I think in previous years it would have been, the same old natural resource investors, which is great to have, but it's really important for us to reach out to new investors, as they are the lifeblood of the mining industry.
Okay, well, but I think this is a trend which really started last year, maybe not only through Corona, because we saw that also here in Switzerland, that all of a sudden we had more generalists, I would call them. But do you think this is like a confirmation for the bull market, which has started last year in commodities?
I think it is. I mean, I think that the last year, I mean, I've obviously been in the industry less long than you have, Jochen. I've only been in the mining industry since 2014. But certainly the last year has been the best year, as far as I'm concerned, to be in the mining industry. And when I talk to, some of my clients who obviously were back in the sort of like the bull runs between 2007 and 2011, it compares very, very favorably. So I think those investors kind of coming into coming into money is definitely a reflection that they think that this commodities bull run is definitely here for the long term.
Absolutely, yeah. It is really interesting, definitely, because I interviewed this week Frank Holmes, and he was saying exactly the same. Yeah, we are in a big bull market, definitely. Do you think that let's say online events are becoming a bit inflationary these days?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that when we started out doing the online events, sort of like last year, it was a bit of a thinking, well. And I don't mind admitting it, we'll just do them for like 3 months and then everything would go back to sort of like normal. And then suddenly we realized 3 months down the line, it's not going back to normal. And the physical London 2020 event isn't going to happen. And then they kind of keep on happening. And we've now obviously seen other sort of companies come into the marketplace that may have sat 2020 out thinking, okay, 2021 will be back to normal. But now, I mean, I guess the universal consensus is the earliest date we might see a physical mining event, maybe September, October 2021. So we are seeing more people kind of like more organizers come in. Having said that, we're still seeing sort of like really good demand for our online events. I mean, our sort of like basic kind of metrics is if we get 100 mining companies along and we get 400 investors along, then that is a good sort of like result for us. And for all of our 6 online events, we've been delivering and like hitting those sort of numbers. The moment the number of investors obviously drops below 400 to 200 or 300 investors, or the moment our number of mining companies drop down to 40 or 50, then we know that the market is saturated, or the clients are no longer interested, or it's time to move on, or it's time to go back to start doing physical. But again, I admit to being wrong. I thought the demand for online events would die out sometime in like the end of last year, the beginning of this year. It's just not the case. It just carries on. And I think one of the reasons for that is because people realize they can now transact online. I think when we started doing our first few events in June 2020, it was, I need to do this event just to go and stay in touch. But now I talk to the investors and miners that come along to our events, Jochen, and they go, as a result of coming along to your event, I've gone and invested in this mining company, or I've gone and won, this kind of capital from investors. So people are now much more comfortable with transacting online than they would have been, say, like a year to 18 months ago.
Okay. Last question. Do you think, assuming 2021 still might be a no travel year, and that we are having maybe also 2022 some problems, could you imagine that, let's say, the physical events are pushed back for the future? That maybe, let's say, participants or visitors might say, you know what, with all the corona, we are used to these online events, and maybe we are only doing like 1 or 2 major fairs per year, and that's it, and we stick with the online. Could you imagine that? Is that an option you are discussing in your team?
Yeah, so I think there's kind of 2 answers to this. There's kind of like 2 points to answering that. I think it wouldn't go and surprise me if in 2000, so back in 2019 we did 5 physical events. It wouldn't go and surprise me if for 2020 we did maybe 2 to 3 physical events, but then 3 to 4 online events. So I think it will be a mixture of physical events and a mixture of like online events. Because I think that people's travel budgets in 2022 will be less than what they were in 2019. Having said that, I'm absolutely sure that the real premier events, such as Minds and Money London, such as our IMARC event in Melbourne, would definitely run as physical events in 2022. Because if like for above all, if for like not any other reason whatsoever, I'm very, very dying to have another sort of like beer with you.
Okay, super. I look forward to that, definitely. Yeah, Andrew, thank you very much, and great for some insights here into your organization and what's going on there with those online events. Let's keep fingers crossed that hopefully end of November this year we can see us in London and have at least 2-3 beers together and have again some physical fun here. And I wish you all the best for that. Also for your online events, it's super well organized, I must say. As I said, I was emceeing several mining pitch battles, but also the rest. What I heard from a lot of participants, they really enjoyed it. As also technical wise, your stuff is really working, and that is fantastic. So I would say keep it going, stay healthy, and thank you very much.
And likewise, Jochen, we thoroughly enjoy working with you. We thoroughly enjoy working with the Commodity TV team as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Andrew Thake, the organizer of Minds and Money. And you heard it, of course, fully pulled back to virtual as everybody of us and real all businesses here in the world. So we keep fingers crossed that we hopefully see us all this year in November in London. But it's great to see that with those online and virtual events, still 100 companies, 400 investors with Minds and Money. That is fantastic. And as Andrew said, of course, everybody can start trading after watching an online event, and that's a good thing. So I would suggest you all stay healthy, watch Minds and Money, join the meetings, join those virtual events, and of course the exploration or the pitch battles. And I wish you all the best. Thanks for watching us, and bye bye from Switzerland.